Hi everyone, I'm Crystal Boyce and I'm the Sciences Librarian. I generally work with faculty and students in biology, chemistry, computer science, math, and physics. You probably noticed that I didn't say nursing, and that's because Meg Miner is the library liaison for nursing. If you haven't already, you'll meet her once you start your nursing coursework. During this semester, you'll be creating a public service announcement and an accompanying wiki entry. The purpose of this assignment is to get you thinking about how to use accurate and reliable scientific information and health-related issues, and how to communicate that information effectively to patients, their families, and fellow healthcare professionals. Before you start preparing for your assignment, however, you need to have an understanding of how science literacy, or lack thereof, manifests in real life. By this point, you should have read Chapter 9 of the SUNY Information Literacy Open Online Textbook. If you haven't, pause this video and go do it. Okay, so you read that science literacy is being well versed in all matters pertaining to basic science and scientific laws to the extent that you're able to make sound decisions concerning your well-being and the well-being of your family, community, and society as a whole. Well, great, but what does that mean to you? If civic science literacy is being able to understand enough about science to comprehend likely consequences of legislation involving scientific matters, can you think of some recent legislation related to healthcare? The Affordable Care Act of 2010 is a great example. But what about legislation affecting pharmaceutical industry's rights regarding chemical formulas? As a healthcare professional, knowing that pharmaceutical industries produce both brand name and generic medicines with the same or barely different chemical formulas could come in handy. Let's take the example of brand name and generic medicines a step further, shall we? Practical science literacy and consumer science literacy go hand in hand and refer to your ability to know enough about science to make sound choices for your everyday life, like when you're shopping for food or medications. If you've got allergies and know that generic medications are often functionally the same as name brands, is there a reason to pay 10 times the price for the same dosage? By now, you're probably aware that scientific information can be found in books, conference proceedings, technical reports, and peer-reviewed journals, and that you can also find dependable, high-quality information in blogs, newspapers, magazines, and websites hosted by the CDC and NIH. These kinds of sources are usually secondary sources, which means they're summarizing the results of scientific research and putting it in language readers can understand, which is pretty great for the general public since subscriptions to journals like Science and Nature and the Journal of American Medical Association are pretty expensive. Next time you read an article like this one on how bacteria in your gut affect your health, take a look at some of the linked articles. Go ahead and read the original source and judge for yourself if you think the author understood what the researchers were saying. Was good science involved? Why should you care about evaluating sources? Think about what happened when one study suggested that vaccines cause autism. The effects of that study on the general public have been enormous. How do you work with patients and families to incorporate good science into your routine when they're confronted by bad or biased science? I've just touched on a few of the ways science literacy will matter in your life as a healthcare professional. Throughout the semester, you'll be learning skills that will help you become more information and more science literate, which includes a short quiz in Moodle on your reading in this video. Complete the quiz by midnight on January 11th. Let Dr. Cozy or I know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.